Okay, so I'm here in lovely Dubuque, Iowa, and Dr. X and I were talking about maybe putting something really quick together in case any of you had never done group discussions. This is a click through. I made this with PowerPoint and Office Mix. Office Mix is a free downloadable add-on for PowerPoint. It is fantastic for creating interactive um, presentations for your students. At some point, all of you are going to have to interact online. You're going to have to come up with learning objects. So not only are we going to talk about group discussions, but you can see how this Office Mix works. So this week we are going to begin our case studies using groups and group discussion boards. You have been placed into a group and you will be in that group for the rest of the semester. And I understand that some of you are going, oh my God, I can't do this. But the fact is, group work can be a lot of fun. And I have seen group work really, really well. And I've also seen it work not so well. It can be very challenging. In face-to-face classes, it's difficult to coordinate everybody's schedules. You have trouble sharing files, communicating online, and even developing and creating papers. Today, that's really a skill you need to have. Whether you are going into academics, into K-12 higher education, whether you are going into the service sector and volunteering and working in nonprofit organizations, or whether you're going into corporate, being able to communicate online in a global world is the number one skill you need to develop. So we're going to help you with that. Blackboard does make working in groups a little bit simpler, so we're giving you the tools. You don't have to go out onto Google and create documents. You don't have to, figure out how to email everything. Everything is in Blackboard. We're going to start you off with two tools. The first one is your group discussion board, and the second is email. Hopefully you can use those two tools to do your group work and to create your document. But if you need to access more tools, you can ask for that. So when you get into your Blackboard, there will be an icon over on the side. You see my grades. Um, I'm going to let me go into Student View really quick, see what it will show you. Um, what it's going to be is you're going to see some links over here. The group discussions is what we want to go to. Sometimes it depends on how the teacher sets up the online environment. Sometimes it'll say my groups. But if you click on that, your groups will display. As you can see, I'm in student preview mode, so I cannot show any groups. So I'm going to exit this really quickly. So when you open up your group discussion board, there are your group discussions tools. There are a couple of areas, but basically there'll be some group tools. Right now we've got group discussion board and send email, the two tools that are available for you. If you explore Blackboard on the web and look at other tools, there are tools like wikis and file sharing that we can most certainly open up for you if your group feels that you need it. Just send an email to Dr. X or myself, and we can open up and add some additional tools for you to explore those. I do highly recommend, if you're not familiar with using Blackboard or wikis or sharing files, just stick with these two for now, and then maybe in the next discussion board or after that we can open up and get you trained on how to do those other things. When you open up your discussion board, it is not the same as the class discussion board. Each group has their own group discussion. Other people cannot get in here. The only other people outside of your group that can get in here and look at it would be Dr. X and myself. And we will go in there. We'll ask questions. We will read what you're doing, because that's part of being a teacher, is to go in and make sure that you're headed in the right direction and maybe nudge you in a different one if we feel that you need it. Also, please be aware that just because we're not responding does not mean we aren't participating by watching. Um, it's very common to for a lot of new teachers, especially. I've noticed new teachers will go in and they will make a comment on every single post. That makes students uncomfortable. After the initial introduce yourself post, teachers you should really think about if you're going into education and you will be doing group discussions to kind of step back. And even in a face-to-face, a K-12, or even in a corporate setting, you just kind of want to walk around and see if anybody needs help or nudged. You don't want to um, really become a participant unless you absolutely have to. And I just went off in a tangent. I'm sorry. You're going to be learning about all that this week, so that's cool. Um, anyway, that's about all you need to know. I think the best way to learn is to go in and do. So just explore and share and do that kind of thing. So there are many, many types of leadership roles in a group setting. And although we've asked you to select one member of your group to submit your summary after your discussion to the class discussion board, all of you should discuss for each case study the type of role you will have. It's been my experience as both a teacher and a student that roles in a group allow students to understand exactly what is expected for them, especially when you're just beginning um, your careers. Sometimes you don't know for sure. And so rather than have somebody sit back and not do anything, and then other people going, well, they just don't contribute, it could just be a matter of they weren't sure what exactly they're supposed to do. So always be clear with each other at the beginning of a group project who is going to do what. That doesn't mean that you can't cross into other roles and do some work in addition to, but it certainly means that everybody knows what their role is, what they're going to do. If you Google cooperative groups or group roles, you're going to get thousands, if not millions, of ideas on what kinds of roles there are, what is expected. So please make sure that in the beginning of this, and you can change that up for every case study, but I would highly suggest that you have a discussion with each other on who is going to do what. So that's it for this short little presentation. If you have any questions, please put them in the discussion board. If you're judging this video because it's not of high quality and it's not professionally done, well, it wasn't, and I'm not afraid to say that. So, uh, if you do have any questions about how to do this video, that could be a separate email. You can just email me on Office Mix, and I'll send you some ideas or some resources or whatever I can dig up for you. Have a great week and good luck this week on your projects. Bye, Dr. X.